Right now, we want to go back out live to 12 News journalist Sean Rice. Sean, have you learned something new?
Nothing new in terms of information, Tram, but I want to bring you to an interview with the woman to my left. This is Nancy. She's here in her car at the closure point of the US 60 that we just brought you, and her husband just had to take off on foot to travel to their home, which I understand is in Wickenburg, kind of close to the fire line. You're in set status. Tell us what your family's faced with right now.
Well, we're about 5 miles away from here, so he was going up to get our dog and our meds, but they won't let us through just to go up there. We're not in evacuation, but I mean, I know we don't need more people in the mess, but I thought that the fire had already passed us and was heading farther north, but they won't let us through.
When you had to leave the area in Wickenburg, I understand, what was it like conditions-wise in there when you guys took off?
We were down the hill.
Oh, down the hill, okay.
Appointment. Yeah. We were at a dentist appointment. All I got was the alert from APS that said our power had been cut because of fire, and that they were going to reinstate the power about 3:30. But then I got 1:35. It said the power's back on, but they won't let us go home. So.
What does it feel like to be in a current set status and see your husband have to walk on foot 6 miles that way? I imagine that's a sinking feeling. What does it feel like?
I don't like that. I don't like him there. He has ice, he has water, and he's a Marine, so he thinks he can do anything. Yeah.
Well, we wish you guys the best. Thank you for talking with us. So these are the situations families are faced with right now when the roadway like the 60, like I mentioned, a vital artery, the only way through from Morristown, the Valley, to Wickenburg. These are just what families are faced with right now. And as Roberto, my photographer, walks further down, it just gives you a better view at the complete cutoff that they have. You see the Arizona Department of Transportation truck cutting off all travel on the westbound 60. People are either being forced to travel back eastbound towards the Valley or take the 74 east towards an area that is a long detour. You have to go further into Yavapai County, Prescott area, to try to then circle back through Congress back to Wickenburg if you have family in that direction. So this is what families are faced with right now, guys. It's just an unknown time in this area.
Yeah, well, Tram and I are both concerned about that gentleman. We know he's a Marine, and Marines can do anything. But, I mean, I think it's worth stating again. They can't get back in there. They want to get their dogs and their medicine. It's understandable. So he's going to hike, and wasn't it supposed to be 109 today? Probably a little cooler up there because it's higher.
6 miles.
6 miles in and 6 miles back, Sean, with the dogs and the medicine and the whole thing?
Right. That was his decision. That's the way Nancy described it to us. As soon as we got here on scene, he immediately took off on foot. We filmed him run down this hill that we're on and immediately go on foot to get the dogs, get the medicine, get a guitar that he talked about wanting to save if indeed his home potentially is on a go status instead of the current set status that they're on. We do see Southwest gas vehicles. We've seen some Arizona State Troopers and some Arizona Department of Transportation vehicles head in the westbound direction, but we've seen maybe a few, if any, regular cars or people who may live in that area allowed entry past this blockade. So it appears as though just EMS personnel, gas personnel, and fire personnel, law enforcement personnel as well, are the only people that are allowed to go past this blockade. And people are faced with decisions like that Marine is faced with right now.
Okay, but I'm wondering, considering the conditions, and it's not like, it's safe to walk the dogs back 6 miles either, but I'm just wondering that where that blockade is, crews are allowing people to walk back to their homes?
It's not evacuated, right? It's just you can't bring your vehicles on the 60.
It appears so. I mean,
or the 93.
Right. He took off, and we saw him get completely out of view. We did see some troopers follow him. I don't know if they were following exactly him or they were just going to the fire line. It wasn't clear, but you would hope that maybe one of those troopers sees him walking, understands the conditions, talks to him, or at least offers him a ride into that area. I suspect maybe that's what they were doing.
Yeah, I sure hope so.
Well, if you're still there, Sean, I don't know what your plans are for the rest of the evening, but I'd love to hear that man's story when he gets back. Yeah. Thank you. All right, let's continue.